What's up everybody, this is Nick. I'm here with my man
OP.
And we're coming to you from the New York studio in Brooklyn. We're going to show you the new controller from Numark today. It's the NS6 Mark II. The original NS6 came out in 2011, I believe. It's been a little while since we've had an update, but it's a really good update and I'm really excited about this controller. It's got some great pro features. It's got 2 XLR outputs, 2 USB ports for easy changeover. It's got screens in the middle of the platters that show BPM information, time information, and your pitch, which is really, really cool. I mean, that's a feature actually you don't find on any other Pro controller, I believe. So yeah, that in itself is amazing. It's got the touch-sensitive knobs, so you can do really cool tricks with the effects and the filters, which OP will show you in a minute. And it's got 5 performance pad modes, plus the full performance pads, which we've got 8 pads. You know, the kind of standard Serato controller DJ setup.
We have isolator EQs, so as I turn each of the frequencies, I can cut out completely if I want to, and then bring them back in, and they're also really, really smooth when you do it, right? Below that, we have the filter. Really clean filter, cuts off all the way at the top of the highs, and then a little bit of bottom at the lows. It sounds really clean doing it. So let's talk about some of the effects for this section here, right? So we press this button the first time, we have a filter roll, which is pretty nice.
So as you turn it, right, the filter applies like a lower or high pass,
right?
And then the roll gets shorter and shorter.
Exactly, which is really nice. And we'll press it again, and this will be the first effect that it's controlling with the filter.
Right, so you have an echo out applied.
Exactly.
And then as you filter, it's echoing out.
Exactly, which is pretty nice, right? Cool. Over on this side, we have the touch effects. So with the touch effects, now I can come here and I can turn on the echo if I want to temporarily.
Right, so it's like a momentary.
Right, exactly, right? And when I press this again, flashing for touch all, now I can cut out the EQs. Just by touching the top of the EQ knob.
Right, it's like a kill switch.
Exactly. So, really nice features to be to have on the controller. Let's talk about some of the pad performance stuff that's here. So we have our cue points. So easy to be able to work with those. The pads will be the same color as your cue points inside of Serato DJ, which is really great, so you can identify where you're at in the song, what you're doing. Full RGB color happening there. You have your auto loops. So you can set up a loop really quickly to be able to work with it. Use the parameter buttons here to change the size of the loop that you want to be able to work with. And I can now make that shorter if I want to. And come out of it really easily, which is pretty cool, right? We have our looping section, so I can punch in and punch out for loops.
Like a manual loop?
Manual loops, exactly. Yep. And if I like that, I can save it if I want to, or I can just get out of it very easily, which is cool, right? We have our sampler. So being able to punch the samples out really quick, which is nice. And then also the slicer as well. Right, so kind of being able to play with those little parts there and work with it. And you can adjust the size of how it rolls for the slicers. That's also cool as well. So some really great features with the pads to be able to work with using this controller. Like it a lot. One feature that's really, really cool is the strip search. So I'm gonna play some music again. And instead of me trying to kind of speed through the track if I want to, I can actually take my finger and go through the strip search and get to the place that I want to in the song to be able to work.
It's almost like a needle drop, right?
Yeah.
You just needle drop through the song. I'm gonna go to the end, go to the start.
Exactly, right? And right back to the beginning.
Right back to the beginning.
Right,
yeah.
which is really cool. So for those times you have to do a quick mix, you don't have to go back to reach for something to be able to get somewhere. You can just easily back to the beginning.
Yep.
You're working really cool. Tell me about the platters. These things are really great.
So like I said earlier, the NS6 Mark II has these amazing platters with a screen in the middle of them. They almost replicate what you see inside the Serato UI. So you have BPM information, you have time remaining, you have the whether or not key lock is on, and you also have the range of your pitch fader. So you have all this information right there in the middle of basically your work surface, your controller. So you don't have to look up at the screen and say, okay, what BPM is playing, how much time have I got left, all those kind of things. So I find just that amount of information actually really useful. So it just takes my eyes away from the laptop a little bit, and really gets me focusing on working my mix.
Definitely. Yeah. So playing music, and then we can easily see it happening.
Right, you can see the BPM. You can quite visually, quickly visually match them up. You can see the outer ring there is going to show you the playhead. So you can see, obviously the red ring, and then the black kind of indent that's where the playhead is.
Right.
And then the inner ring, that white line there, that's showing you the time elapsed. So, we're about a quarter way through the song now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you've got the time, the countdown basically in the middle there. So you can see that -2 something.
Right.
That shows you how much time you got left. Yeah.
Nice one. Okay, so let's talk about a really great feature for you mobile DJs that are out there. This controller has 2 dedicated mic inputs on the back of the controller. They're line inputs. This is really great because now you don't have to change 2 of your decks on the controller to be mic inputs. You can have all 4 of them to play with, and then here at the bottom you can control the volume for the mics along with EQs. And again, on the back you just plug in the line for each of the mics and you're good to go. So really great.
Right on. Just adding to the connectivity part, it's also DVS compatible. So if you want to use turntables, you plug your turntables in the back here, you buy a DVS expansion pack from Serato, and you're good to go. You can use this basically as your mixer for DVS. And the compact size means it's actually not too big. If you do want to work with turntables, you're not having to stretch way out. You're right here. You still have the information on the platters, actually, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But you have the turntables next to you. So phono inputs, XLR outputs, 2 mic inputs. There's a lot of power in it.
Yeah.
All right, so there you have it. That's the new controller from Numark, the NS6 Mark II. It's fully featured. There's a lot of power in it. It's small, and it's a really good price as well. Yeah. So it comes with a full Serato DJ license. Like I said, 2 XLR outputs, a separate master, a booth, 2 mic inputs. It's DVS compatible. You've got screens in the platters, performance pads. I can't actually think of anything else you need.
No.
So I'm really impressed with this controller. It's a really worthy upgrade to the original NS6, which was very popular. And yeah, go grab it today. The Serato DJ version for it is also out. So yeah, go have fun.